Hey everybody, this is Dr. Joe Borio with this week's Thought Flash. And today we are going to talk about a little bit of history of chiropractic. We're going to talk a little bit about preparing you for the holidays and some good practice ideas about getting the practice prepared for Christmas and New Year's and a couple ways to jumpstart your practice. So hang on to that. A couple other things I want to talk to you about. We've got an event coming up in January. It's going to be the 13th and 14th. It's going to be at Circus Circus. It's going to be in Las Vegas. It's going to be awesome. We are bringing in the doctor, the famous, I always keep talking to him doctor, but he is a chiropractic financial doctor, if you will, and his name is Garrett Gunderson. He wrote a book called Killing the Sacred Cows. He's written a few books, but great book, New York Times best-selling author. He's going to talk about chiropractic. Dr. Pete Lombardi, member of Chiroprassion Consulting, certainly one of our helpers here at Chiroprassion Consulting, is something that was instrumental in bringing him in, so we're real excited about that, and certainly excited about having Garrett come in and talk about removing the subluxations in your financial life. So I think very pro chiropractor, real excited to have him there and talk about how to get our financial house in order and how best to invest in yourself, how to make those investments in yourself. So that's going to be phenomenal. So for you guys that are new to the program or any of our events, we started on Friday. We started at 5 o'clock. And we go right up till 9 o'clock. We start right early on Saturday morning, 8 o'clock. We go right through 5:30, 6 o'clock at night. And then we just go out and have a great dinner, and then we go out and have a lot of fun. So we'd certainly love to have you be part of that event. Certainly life-changing, practice-changing, and so forth. So we want to have you really share and take part of that mentorship. Any new docs to the program, for the first 50 registers that I get that fill out the practice evaluation on the website, we'll give them half off on the registration fee, and we'll give you a free book by Garrett Gunderson. So for the first 50 docs, let's go 50. Let's make it the biggest event we've had all year. First 50 docs, you're going to get Killing Sacred Cows, and you get half off on your registration fee. So you can't even beat that. What I wanted to talk a little bit about the history of chiropractic. As you can see here, my wall is growing of all the other great historical figures in our profession. Certainly B.J. D.D. Palmer, Mabel Palmer, Harvey Lillard. I want to talk quickly about Harvey Lillard. As most people know the story somewhat, Harvey Lillard was deaf. And the way D.D. knew that he was deaf, or found out that he was deaf, is there was a fire in Davenport. And he had seen that when the fire truck drove by, he saw that Harvey didn't respond to it. So as a result of that, he recognized that this man couldn't hear. He struck up a conversation, most of which was actually in handwriting and hand gestures and so forth. Found out that he had injured his neck, his spine stooped over under a set of stairs and injured his neck. And for about 16 years, he had lost his hearing. So knowing that was a dislodged vertebrae in the spine, he started care by adjusting that area, and as the story goes, Harvey Lillard was able to hear. So certainly a great story and a great start. As I told you guys before, Dee had already developed 5 specific theories or premises about chiropractic before it was called chiropractic, about the idea of where the body had energy stored and how the body would transfer or communicate energy throughout the body, about quantity and quality, about tone, about frequency. So a lot of really great things that were written prior to the adjustment, and certainly learned that as a magnetic healer, as studying and dissections of the human body, about nerve tracing and so forth. So it's such a wonderful, really wonderful history that we have, and it's amazing when you read a lot of these early books by Dee, and then you look at where science is going now and in understanding the neurology of the body, how similar those past now are in the verbiage, the vernacular that Dee used 100 years ago and what's being used today, the words to describe what we do as a profession, very similar. So very interesting, and it's something certainly to resonate with and be proud of. So I want to certainly share that with you. Practice tips. I just want to remind everyone that we need to work on our missed appointment scripting. People don't realize this is a time where people are going to be the sickest. They're under the highest degree of stress right now than ever, and right now, pretty much every year, we're under the highest amount of stress than we've ever been. just day-to-day life. So now we're under a higher degree because we're into the holidays. People's diet, what they put in their mouth, probably the worst time ever. Processed foods, dead food, sugars, and so forth. And I certainly fall prey to that as well. In my office, I have a lot of wonderful people like to make us some baked goods and cookies and so forth. So you start eating that stuff, and your body is stressed and put under a greater demand probably over the next few weeks than it ever will be throughout the year. So certainly it's a time where people need care, and their care is more significant. Certainly from a stress standpoint, we all know that stress is a major cause of subluxation. So you've got the chemical stress, things we put in our body, and then you've got that emotional stress, and it affects the sympathetics, affects the tone of the sympathetics and parasympathetic autonomic nervous system. It increases sympathetic discharge, so the sympathetic system becomes hyperactive, and therefore it greatly jeopardizes the health of the organs. It decreases digestion, it decreases your immune system, so people tend to be more sick around this time of the year and so forth. So the point is knowing your script and knowing how to handle missed appointments and understanding how to handle value. Each time they miss, you should recognize that. You should walk them up front. Each time that they miss, you should kind of review criteria testing. Each time they miss, you should explain to them and ask them what the significance of a missed appointment is, why it's important to address the adjustment, why it's important to make that adjustment up. So really important. A couple other things quickly is that the verbiage that we use often is the wrong stuff at the front desk. It's the wrong choice. So a better way to do is, rather than use a visit or doctor visit, is you want to use the word adjustment. Also, it's important that you make it up, not that the doctor wants to see you. That sounds like we're trying to gain something. They need to be under care. They need to be seen by the chiropractor. They need the adjustment. They need to make up the adjustment. The adjustment will cause them to lose correction. The way you talk to people on a regular basis greatly affects what they understand it is you do, and the value that you place yourself and what they place towards value on you in their life, in their healthcare. Remember, every time they come in, they're assessing whether or not you're significant or important in their life. So it's important to understand how to handle that and certainly address it. And then remember, guys, we're coming up on January. January is a great time for tracer calls. So you should print out everyone that's been active for the year prior, put them on a call, and then have some kind of a recall / reactivation. A lot of people love to react in January. So you want to make a call around the 15th to the 20th of January out. It usually takes you 3 to 4 weeks to do it. Send a letter, send a card, send an incentive, an email, send something out coupled with some phone calls to get those people back in under active care. Hopefully it's been helpful, guys. Remember, January 13th, 14th, Las Vegas. I mean, are you kidding me? Garrett Gunderson, free books for the first 50 non-client registers, and we're going to give you half off the registration fee. I'd love to see you guys there. I'd love to help you grow your practice. I'd love to help you change your life and change all the lives of those people you serve. May your urinate always flow from above down. Can't wait to see you in Las Vegas. Make sure you sign up on our registration. Visit our website, guys. Have a great week.
His friend gave me the best advice. He said each day